Hello and welcome to Lost Art. I am Gar and I am here with
Paul.
That's him. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit special.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
You came up with this one on the fly.
No, I had this in the booker for
Was
a while.
it in the bag?
Yeah, but I just forgot about it.
We pulled it out there the other day on me and I thought that's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because I judge bands on this shit all
so do I.
the time.
We drop out on bands with this. We
Big time.
We lose contact with them.
So what we're going to do is keeping up with the kids. Okay?
Bands that kept up with the kids. Well,
Yeah,
tried to.
So basically, if there's an actor, a band, or a singer, or a rapper that decided that the current trend is where they would like to be, how
For
they
money.
change. For absolute. For fucking coin
Well,
bags.
there's a few people in this that, yeah, this is loose enough, isn't it? Like most of these are like, the trend is happening now, we need to keep relevant. We're going to do something that sounds like what sounds like now.
Yes.
Jesus, wow, that's such a bad sentence.
Well,
So bad.
it works. It works.
Some of them worked out, some of them didn't. We'll be discussing the results.
It was interesting as I went through. I'll be honest with you. I did resort to Google to get the juices flowing. I had two off the bat.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss it. I
instantly.
didn't want to miss any big massive
Yeah.
ones. So I had to listen. We do that sometimes to jog our
Oh,
memory.
absolutely. There was two in particular I knew I wanted to do, and one of them is not on Spotify. And I wanted to do. I'll talk about it now in the lead.
Well, you know what we'll have. I was going to say, I don't think we're going to do a second one of this. to be
No,
honest with you.
no.
So we have a few honorary mentions for
Yeah.
afterwards.
Well, here's my first honorary mention. Right, D.D. Ramone.
Yeah.
When he left the Ramones, he started a rap career.
Brilliant.
And it was his name.
I don't
was,
think there could be a better option for this podcast than that.
His name was D.D. King.
Oh, amazing.
All right. Now it does not exist on Spotify.
Oh, that's a shame.
Now
'cause that would have been ideal.
I done some beautiful digging. If anybody can find it on Spotify, maybe it's part of some compilation. I could not find it. He had the lead single was called Funky Man. Oh, it's fucking. Now I know the song. It's the grimmest of the grim. All right, but it does exist. It is out there. D.D. King, and he gave some beautiful interviews while he released this album, and like 6 months later, he gave some absolutely killer interviews, like retracting every single thing he said about this album.
That happens a lot with these people.
it's
Actually,
beautiful.
They were just. It's all the drugs.
That's all it was.
all the
D.D. Ramone was made of drugs at this time, right? Now, also, D.D. Ramone probably wrote some of the best Ramone songs.
Yeah.
So
Did he write some of the best rap songs?
he most certainly did not. He most certainly did not. But I couldn't find it on Spotify. That's the one I wanted to lead with. That was going to
Yeah.
be my heavy hitter. I couldn't do it. What's your one of
couple
yours?
of the heavy hitters I left were Starship. Nothing's going to stop us now.
I have a Starship reference in
Coming
one of
from-
mine.
Really?
Yes.
Coming from like Jefferson Airplane, who then became Jefferson Starship, then Starship. The reason I didn't put them on it because the lineup changes were so drastic
Yeah,
that
they're
it
hard.
didn't really make sense to put them
Yeah.
on it. The band didn't really change. The band changed before the sound changed, so no point.
Very much.
Metallica flip flops all over this, but it's really hard to put Metallica's
Yeah.
defining moments of keeping up with the kids.
Well,
properly.
Metallica are defined by whatever producer they have in the studio.
Exactly,
I
and,
believe.
and I had stuff off the Black Album, but then I realised there was still power ballads before then.
Also,
There was
full on
one-
fuck the Black Album.
Well, really?
It's atrocious. I
No,
can't
it's
do it.
not.
It is. I hate it.
No.
Hate it so much.
I like it.
And it was one of my major lead-ins to Metallica, but now I cannot listen to it. Fuck Bob Rock.
There's bands that have been on the podcast so much, like Coldplay,
Yeah.
are absolutely whatever's happening
Oh,
now
yeah.
will do that. If
Glitter Stadium Rock.
Scum band.
Yeah.
Linkin Park, we all know Linkin Park went pure pop. Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell did a pop
Timbaland.
album, and it's atrocious. Big one for me that was on the list up until today, where I had to ship them out for something else, was Paradise Lost, who went from gothic metal band to synth pop.
The same can be
Same.
said for Celtic Frost. As far as I'm concerned, Paradise Lost are like a Celtic Frost kind of tribute band to a degree.
Yeah. So those would be the ones that we wanted to put in, but for whatever reasons, they didn't make it to the list.
Well,
so.
tell you what, hit me with your first one on the list.
My first one on the list is, and this band do it a lot, but this is one instance where they did it where it was absolutely unashamed what's cool now, and that's Korn doing their almost touching dubstep album when dubstep was big. So 2010.
I can't stop breathing in. There's not enough air in this fucking room, Helmet.
Korn have always been electronically based
Yeah.
in some shape or form, but this is when they went really into. You know, Path of Totality is the 2010 album. The song is Narcissistic Cannibal with Skrillex. You can't.
Of course it is.
You can't deny that you're jumping on a bandwagon if you're literally the bandwagon. Dubstep was a bandwagon.
Yeah.
And they can't say
pretty much made by one guy as well. Let's be honest.
Pretty much. Like, do you know what the guy's about? There's some of that like low key dubstep, the kind of mellow stuff was actually alright.
I will fight anybody to the death that Rick Ross and Skrillex song off Suicide Squad is not a banger.
Limousine?
It's Purple Lamborghini.
Purple Lamborghini.
It's outrageous.
Pink
Limousine. That's an outrageous song. It's savage. I don't give a fuck. I'm calling it.
Dubstep was never going to was never going to have the legs to stand long enough. It's just this sort of ADHD flipping between beats and chopping stuff so much. It must take ages to write a dubstep song to get all the bits that keep.
There are a lot of parts to it, alright.
Yeah, loads of parts. Plus, in the first 4 seconds, you hear like 3 different shit songs. But John Davis said that he wanted to do something we weren't supposed to do and create something that is different and doesn't conform to what's going on.
Guess what?
Absolute horseshit. It's dubstep. And this song, it's, you know what? It's still Korn. It is still Korn.
Yeah.
And it's not even a bad song. It's not even a bad album. It actually was received okay. We're going to talk about the results, hopefully. What it did, the effects that it had on the band and the fan base.
I'm going to be honest with you. I know. I was never a huge Korn fan. And I only know the fucking Hibble Dabble songs. The fucking...
Something takes a part of my...
Yeah, I know those songs. And I know the Adidas song.
Great song.
And that's probably... I know the song that Todd McFarlane animated the video for. That's it. The guy the Spawn.
That was Follow the Leader, I think.
Follow the Leader, I believe. Yeah. That's all I know.
Yeah. They were kind of trendsetters in the new metal thing because it was groovy, really, really groovy. And... good elements of rap. I felt their elements of rap was kind of unique to everyone else's going, let's put rap next to metal, sort of. So there's not really a lot to be said about this. The results of this, decent reviews, and the fans liked it. It will never, ever be mentioned as a footnote in Korn's career, I don't think. As apart from now, we're doing it now.
Because I'm looking at the Narcissistic Cannibal featuring Skrillex and Kill something or other. Like, it looks like a remix. Kill the Noise.
Yeah, but the whole album is kind of like it's got loads of people on it, and they're all credited to help write it with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it reads like a remix, but it's not. It's an album.
All
track.
The songs almost read like remixes. They have loads of people on it. Skrillex is on it, like 2 or 3 of them. It's 100% keeping up with the kids. Dubstep was massive at the time. John Davis, I think, became a DJ because I went to see Korn in the Olympia, and he came out as J Devil, or something like that, and did a little set of Scum's music before it. Yeah, so he was 100. I don't care. He's keeping with the kids.
He bought in.
I would say that a huge amount of dubstep pioneers were Korn fans, so we'll give them that. Listen, keeping up with the kids. It's my starting point of when a band went, what is big now? Let's do it now. No, they're not all like that. So what's your one?
My next one is, strangely enough, maybe my favourite album by this band. And it's Kiss. And the album's Unholy. And I picked the song... the album's Revenge.
Revenge, yeah.
And the song is Unholy. This would have been... The lead single off this would have been God Gave Rock and Roll to You. Off Bill and Ted.
Yep.
Okay? Which is not even really their song. It's a reworking of another song to cover, to a degree.
Oh, right.
But this was the first Kiss album to feature them without makeup.
And yes.
They wore like flannel shorts and leather and all.
Yeah.
So this is 1992.
You know what the gas thing is? The more I read about and look at all my dates, grunge had absolutely massive effect on all these bands.
Monster effect. There's a couple of bands I have on my list that were all affected.
I'm looking at my dates going, holy shit.
Yeah. That early 90s
was flip-flopping everywhere.
Big time. So they brought in Bob Ezrin as the producer. Now, he had done 1 or 2 things with them in the past. But since they had worked with him, he'd gone on to do like Deftones, Jane's Addiction, 9 Inch Nails, Kula Shaker. Like he went on,
he's really good.
Yes, he went on and kind of spearheaded a lot of movements. This was the second single of Revenge. It's also, I think, maybe the second single ever by Kiss to have a lead vocal by Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons done the lead vocal.
I thought he did a lot more before that.
No, I think he had one that charted.
This
is their first song. Or the first album since 1979 to make the top 10.
Wow.
This album.
So it really is keeping up with the kids.
It is very, very much so. I got lucky. They reissued this on LP about 2 years ago, and I got it for free off a friend of mine who's a DJ who hates Kiss, who bought it the day it came out. And I remember putting it up on Facebook or something. Does anybody have a copy of Revenge?
Yeah.
Because I really wanted it for DJing. I wanted God Gave Rock and Roll to You for DJing. And one of the lads, Keane, just showed up a week later. I said, listen, this is a fucking atrocious album.
Get this out.
You can straight up have it.
Yeah.
And it's
I'll pay you to take it off.
Fair play to him, worth a fucking fortune. So, fair fucks to Keane.
Hard luck, Keane.
Yeah, it's super. Actually, the song itself is really, really good. It's probably one of the heaviest Kiss songs.
And it's, you know what, it comes at a time. There's a few songs on our list where it's not just the album, they did something big, and taking their makeup off was massive.
Oh yeah, big time.
And that's a real notable thing. And that pissed fans off more than Revenge did.
Big time. The album itself is really, really good. I do enjoy it. That song by itself, Unholy, is super. That song was written, I'm trying to remember, I think his name was Vincent. He was in Kiss for a while. My brain now has turned to mush. He was in Kiss for a while. He got kicked out.
Wasn't the Cat, was he?
No, I can't remember.
Or the Star. He was the one that was...
I can't remember. He was in Kiss for a while, and then he was kicked out for being a prick. But they kept him around
he
as
must
a
have been
songwriter.
fucking sound.
He must have been, yeah.
He must have been mad sound.
But they kept him around as a songwriter because he was shit hot at writing songs.
Yeah.
And this was their first attempt at kind of building a few bridges.
Yeah.
With getting him maybe back in the band and writing some songs. And apparently by the time this album was actually released, they were like, this dude's an absolute fucking scumbag. We want nothing to do with it. So he was one of the songwriters on this. Him and Gene, I think, wrote this one together. It's a super song, but it's very, very much in keeping with what was happening in terms of like heavy and alternative music.
Did it do them good or bad?
I think it done particularly well.
Yeah,
Look,
I think a lot of these did. Well, the idea of this is to do good financially and commercially.
It was like the first top 10, like I said, first top 10 album they'd had in 25 years.
Yeah.
You know, so it was important. And Kiss are one of those bands that, they put out another one afterwards called, I think it was called Carnival Souls. It was soon after. And that was kind of in keeping with this. And then eventually they realised that their classic fan base wanted that classic rock, that kind of glam element. They kind of went back to that.
And grunge was on.
Yeah, and grunge was dead at that stage, so they just decided to fall back on what they knew. What's your next one?
My one is Aerosmith, Living on the Edge. Grungy as fuck.
Yes.
1993, grunge is kicking off. Aerosmith have always been really good at adapting but not losing their sound, so I'll give them that. They have gone from hard rock, blues, they did glam, but they've never lost the sound of Aerosmith, and they're really good at adapting.
Well, you can smell an Aerosmith song from a
You
mile
really
away,
can,
like,
So they still have the same type of solos that you're going to hear, the same type of guitar work. And this is why this is a success story for me, this song. This will be one in the results section we're talking. Fans loved it. Massive, massive commercial success with it. The rest of the album isn't massively... Get a grip. Not massively grungy.
I remember that album.
But the videos were all so 90s. So crazy, crying. But Living on the Edge is the most 90s video of the 90s.
I remember that album coming out.
Edward Furlong, I think, is in the video,
yes,
isn't he? Yeah.
I believe so. I remember that album coming out, and that would have been around the time where, like, everybody was obsessed with, like, collecting cassettes at the time.
Yeah.
And if you were into tunes, you had, like, walls full of cassettes. And I always remember people going out and buying, like, the first Rage Against the Machine album and Get a Grip.
Yeah,
it was just
Get a Grip, yeah.
It was just one of those albums you had to get. You know, even if you weren't necessarily into what they'd done before, the word on the street was, this is a shit album that fits into what you're into now.
I think regarding Keeping Up with the Kids, they were very good at doing it without losing anything.
Yeah.
And Aerosmith have always been fucking incredible at that. And they went on to do very poppy stuff with, like, Pink on Nine Lives and stuff. Nine Lives is a good album, though. I really like Nine Lives.
Yep.
But this is the one, to me, that went... Because I wasn't a massive Aerosmith fan before the 90s. I know they had a lot of kind of, like, it's classic and hard rock and a lot of very bluesy.
I would have only known the Run DMC stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So this came out and this turned me on to all the Aerosmith before it as well.
Still to this day, I'm not a massive Aerosmith fan. I never turned them off. But
they're the greatest hits band for me.
Yeah, I never go down that rabbit hole of Aerosmith. You know, people are often talking to me about shit hot Aerosmith songs, and I don't know what they're talking about. I just nod along.
So I think Get a Grip in general is a success, but really Living on the Edge for me is it's grungy. It's bluesy grungy. You could play that next to Soundgarden, and you'd be fine. You could get Chris Cornell to sing it, and it'd sound like a grungy song as well. Good. What is your next one?
Picture the scene. It's 1980. 1980.
Right.
Disco was almost done.
Yeah.
Almost. Who steps up?
Who?
Queen.
Yes, they did.
Queen step up with the album The Game. Now I picked the song Another One Bites the Dust for a multitude of reasons. This is